Music is powerful, the best form of art. There are many genres like rock, jazz, reggae, pop, funk, alternative, even classical. But none of these genres beat the three greatest music genres of all time: hip hop, R&B, and gospel. These three genres are the most talked about, the most listened to, the most streamed, the most influential ever. This is from my perspective. If you can relate, let me know. But these genres have influenced my whole life since I was a child. I remember walking into Cash Crusaders when I was 6 years old, seeing on the big screen Chris Brown's Excuse Me Miss. That dancing did something to me. I remember listening to Drake's Forever for the first time, listening to the four most iconic MCs to ever grace a mic. I remember listening to the Worship Project of Jonathan Butler and listening to Falling in Love with Jesus. I fell in love with Jesus to that song. What these three genres have in common, they complement each other. They morph and bend into each other. Each genre bends into the other. You have R&B artists that decide to rap on a song. You have gospel. Gospel have rappers. You have rappers with a gospel sound that will even touch on spiritual or religious topics. Rappers will sing. There was a time where rap and R&B collaborated. You have the iconic Ja Rule and Ashanti, Nelly and Kelly Rowland, just to name a few. And today every genre works with each other. You have gospel artists working with hip hop artists, Kanye working with Kirk Franklin. Kanye literally had a period where he was a gospel artist. He jumped into the gospel bag. You have Lecrae working with secular artists. There's a lot of artists that will try the other genre, like Chris Brown, from an R&B artist to rapping on the same track with Tyga, giving Tyga a run for his money. Drake will all of a sudden rap and then switch up and have you all in your feelings. These three genres are like the three musketeers, the shield, the Griselda of music. All three are timeless. All three capture all emotions and help you transport to another world. They help you escape reality. So I would like to dive deep on every genre. I'm not going to talk about the history of it, like hip-hop was invented by Grandmaster Flash, nothing like that. Just talk what I think my perspective is on all three genres. First up, R&B / soul. The genre is literally what it is. Soul. It touches the soul. It makes you want to feel something. It's all about feelings. Love, heartbreak, crushes, hardship, selflessness, selfishness, begging and pleading on your knees, crying for love. It's all about vocals. This genre arguably has the best songwriting, the best songwriters. Who would have thought Leon Thomas from Victorious wrote for artists like Drake, SZA, Chris Brown, and there's probably more, just to name a few. Those three alone. R&B has iconic groups like B2K, Boyz II Men, Destiny's Child, New Edition. There were very different eras of R&B. Like you had the vocal era with Mariah Carey, Keith Sweat, Boyz II Men, and Tevin Campbell. And then you had the best era, my favorite era, the hit making and dance era. We had Chris Brown, artists like Chris Brown, Usher. You had artists like Omarion and Neo, all dancing while singing. Versatility. That's why it's the best and my favorite era. I think it's the best era of R&B because no one dances anymore besides Chris Brown. Chris Brown is the last breed, which is not the GOAT. He's actually the bull. He likes to call himself that. Okay. Today it's more about the in my feelings, more the trap soul, where you get artists like Bryson Tiller that started that whole era, Tory Lanez, Brent Faiyaz, artists like Black, Frank Ocean, The Weeknd, kind of shifted away from the traditional sound and make it more progressive. Today I feel like there's a mixture. There's still the traditional and there's the progressive, but the traditional doesn't get as much of the spotlight. But there are different sounds. There are still great artists like Giveon, Daniel Caesar, Lucky Day, Brent Faiyaz that has revived the 90s R&B sound. When I first heard him, I thought he was a 90s R&B artist. He has such an amazing voice. I'm not the biggest Weeknd fan, but I do like some of his music. He has the nice disco pop sound. Chris Brown ticks every box. He's the genre bender. Literally the avatar of R&B. He can jump in every bag, from R&B to pop, dance / house, trap, hip hop and R&B, even Latin pop, Afro beats, even rock. But there are a lot of subgenres like neo soul, trap soul, alternative sounds. R&B has a style today for every ear, and that's what I actually like. It's very versatile genre. It has a sound for every person, and that's what makes it cool. Music is subjective. But today the mainstream artists, they're not very talented. I mean, no disrespect to them, but they're not even vocally talented. They depend on auto-tune too much. Like the artists like Don Toliver, I really like him, and also artists like Blast. But they are shifting away, they're drifting away from the vocal era. They're more dependent on sound and production and vibes, but still having some subject matter. That type of R&B has become more mainstream. Not saying it's bad, but back in the day, it was mainstream, mainly the subject matter, but back then it was strictly just vocals and performance. But you can't forget the female talent. I love the female talent like Ella Mai, her, Jasmine Sullivan, SZA. Make such good music for the female audience. They just showcase good music and natural talent. But I miss the era where you had artists that could sing and dance. Like Chris Brown is literally the last breed of that type of era. No one else is doing that now, and I don't think there will be someone after Chris Brown to do that have that kind of style. And if there will be, it won't be as mainstream. Next up, gospel. All my church goers, my Christians, what's up? All my gospel listeners, yeah. I don't listen to gospel that often. It's concerning. I only have one album on my phone, and that's literally Jonathan Butler's The Worship Project, which arguably is his best album. I'm not the most religious person, you know. I go to church, I get a good message, I read the Bible sometimes and I pray. But there's just something about gospel music. It just makes me feel something, you know. It's arguably the best genre. It's up there with rap. My sister plays Elevation or Maverick City, and I just enjoy it. And it does something to me. My soul, my spirit is just that anointing. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but that Holy Ghost, hallelujah. The least religious person will probably enjoy a worship song. They will feel something in that moment. Vocally, it arguably has the best singers. You hear them live and they sound exactly the same, or sometimes better on the song than they were on the song. Like, I have a friend that doesn't listen to gospel, but he listens to Lecrae. He's a rap fan, so I'm like, I was shocked when I heard he listens to Lecrae. Like, I asked him, do you know he's a gospel rapper? And he was like, yeah. I was like, respect, bro. But vocally, you have great artists like Jacqueline Carr, Tasha Cobbs, Jonathan Butler, Israel Houghton. We have our own DJ Khaled, Kirk Franklin. This guy just yells on every song. But he does produce and he does write the songs. So yeah, it's not like DJ Khaled. And this guy, he just makes bangers. But God really speaks to me through a song. You know, every time I hear an Elevation song or Maverick City, and mostly Israel Houghton, mostly Jonathan Butler, like, I just, it touches my heart. And it's bangers, just bangers, bro. Gospel also genre bends. They have gospel rap, even reggaeton, R&B, even our iconic favorites, you know, the locals, Quirkies, even rock, even Amapiano. I grew up in church and I listened to gospel my whole life, so I'm very passionate about the genre. As I got older, the music only synced in later, and the message. Because I used to listen to, you know, for the beat, the instrumental, and the stuff like that, and the production and the vocals. Although those are important, But if there's no message, if there's no substance, then it's worthless. You have secular artists that are influenced by the genre. You heard Ye, which brings us to hip-hop/rap. Arguably the best genre in music, would say gospel, but rap is just, I don't know. There's a reason why this genre is the #1 genre in America. The most listened to, the most talked about, the most streamed, the most influential genre. It's the most popular, the most competitive. This genre is a sport, it's a lifestyle, it's controversial, it's fashion. You display your whole life. You are displaying your whole personality. No other genre has beefs. We have the most interesting feuds in hip-hop, like Biggie and Tupac, Jay-Z and Nas, Kendrick and Drake, Drake and Meek Mill, Drake and Pusha T, Drake and Ye, Drake and Fontana. What's wrong with Drake? It's always the GOAT debate, you know, who's better than who, who's the GOAT, who's the best. This genre is the most subjective because everyone has an opinion. Artists implement their whole life into a song. There's more creativity, more storytelling, different sounds. Also good use of sampling old music. There's range in different sounds, in different types of rap, like conscious rap, coke rap, underground rap, gangster rap, drill, boom bap, trap, even jazz rap, even Amapiano is implemented by our very own Casper Nyovest, and even the late AKA did Afro beats. This touches every genre, it's genre bends. You know, like I said with Kanye with gospel, the whole Jesus is King. It caught everyone's attention. We have the whole jazz and funk sound with Kendrick's To Pump a Butterfly. Even artists like Anderson .Paak and The Roots that implement the jazz style. Also have alternative sounds like house and dance, like artists like Flo Rida and Pitbull that are like the hit makers. And even artists with very weird alternative sounds like JPEG Mafia. Haven't listened to him, but I heard he's very weird. In the genre you get the most charismatic and bravado characters in hip hop, like the obvious one, Kanye. He has influenced not just hip-hop, but music too. He's the best rapper producer. He's the genre bender, the avatar of rap. He has the best discography in hip-hop. What he has done for hip-hop alone, even music, you have to give credit to him. You might hate him, but you have to be honest what he's done for hip-hop. Like the way he used an orchestra for his album, the best album he's made, Late Registration, to experimenting in electronic music with Graduation, my favorite album, and the influence that he has done with 808s and Heartbreak. What he has done for future artists, even albums like Yeezus with a weird electronic sound, the experimental sound, obviously the gospel, but what he has done for future artists like Drake, Kid Cudi, Travis Scott, Chance the Rapper. Say what you want about this guy is a living legend. The guy made Graduation. Give him a break. Also has iconic groups like the Wu-Tang Clan, The Roots, A Tribe Called Quest, Mobb Deep, Run the Jewels. This genre has the greatest concepts for albums, implementing a cinematic feel and a great experience for an album. Hip-hop has evolved and went down simultaneously in today's time, where it went from the lyrical, spiritual, miracle, individual to the vibey, trap, mumble rap sound. We have artists like Uzi, 21 Savage and Playboy Carti. I blame the XXL 2016 freestyle because that alone, I hate that freestyle. The pros of today's artists, they still have nice sounds, they have the audience, they are very interesting characters, they give excitement and they get the views, they get the streams, they get the numbers. But the cons are they are drifting away from real rap. They don't chop samples properly, it's just copy and paste and they hope that it trends on TikTok. There's lack of substance and storytelling and they're not really focused on leaving an impact on the audience after you listen to their body of work. And they drift away from the lyricism and it's drifting away from the lyrical conscious vibe and it's not mainstream anymore and they just want every artist to dumb it down. That's why I think lyricism and production are the two most important aspects. Because I love lyricism. I love what does this punchline mean, the punchlines and bars and double entendres, double quadruple, triple double. I love those stuff, the metaphors, everything. But you still have artists today like that, the Kendricks, the J. Coles, the Ab-Souls, Lupe Fiasco, Joey Badass, Pusha T, Tyler the Creator. Like, you can't just say this era is garbage and you only think Kendrick and J. Cole are the only two good ones. There's also new guys like J.I.D., Denzel Curry, Corday, that are still keeping that lyrical rap alive, continuing that legacy of that type of rap. Like, they are conscious rappers, but they don't get the spotlight like they usually do. Like, the Wu-Tang Clan made the underground type rap mainstream. And now it's just, they're not getting that spotlight. And also shout out to the female rappers, Nicki Minaj, Remy Ma, Rhapsody, the rest. Ugh. In conclusion, R&B is running third, but if you told me rap was number one, I'd agree. If you told me gospel was number one, I'd agree too. That's it for the video. Let me know what you think of each genre. Which one is your favorite? If not any of these three, what genre do you like? Comment down below. Might as well like the video. If you don't, that's cool. The subscribe button is there, so just it's there. It's there. If you want to put on notifications, that's fine. Not a problem. If you don't, or if you do, I don't care. Make sure you share this video with everyone you know and love, to your friends, family, your boyfriend, your cousin, your baby mama, baby daddy, your dog, your next door neighbor, everyone. So thank you for watching. Thank you very much.